We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
What's up, ladies and germ balls? Do you space out or dream a lot? I myself do. I would have to say out of 3, all the time, rarely or never, or sometimes, I would definitely have to say sometimes. Now, in terms of dating someone, would you date someone who spaces out all the time? Would you date someone who spaces out sometimes? Or would you prefer to date someone who is not ADD whatsoever and never or rarely spaces out? Honestly, dating someone who is a constant space case would be hard. So, I will go on record to say I would date someone who spaces out sometimes or rarely. The less, the better. Because, and I've been in this situation actually recently where I'm talking to a girl and she's off in left field and I'm like, you try to be understanding, you know? You try to understand the ADD, especially since I have it. I know exactly what that's like. But for a second, before you check yourself, you kind of feel, I kind of felt disrespected, like I wasn't appreciated that I was even there. So my official vote would be sometimes or never or rarely. I can't say that I want to date a girl spaced out all the time or would be willing to. It would depend on circumstantial things. But if I had to choose, the answer, of course, would be not all the time, but the other two. And then the question is, how important to you? How important is that to you in terms of finding love? Is it a little bit important? Is it somewhat important, very important? Or is it mandatory that you only date the answer you've given, what you've indicated? Mine is somewhat important. And I said that to you for none other reason than to fill up time. A lot of you know that I'm on the market, as single as I've ever been, as broken-hearted and lonely as I've ever been, lonely as I've ever been. Got a couple questions I want to ask you aside from that one that I just asked you, which I do want you to send me messages about. Todd texted me last night about, I asked about a certain newspaper or magazine when I was doing This Day in History. I'm glad he listens, but at the same time, I got to say, Todd, do the show. Do the show. Is it better in lens A or lens B? A or B? Todd, the man behind the scenes, the man with a plan, the chef, the bodyguard, do the show. I've asked him not too invasively, but I try to be casual when I do it, but it is on my mind. Because I think he would be perfect for this particular venue. Two guys yakking about everything and nothing. I feel like I can talk to him the way I would talk on the radio. And some people you can't. You gotta have to make... it's not that you change who you are when you talk to certain people. It's just that the dialogue is different. You know how when you first meet someone, it may take a month or so to form your dialogue and tweak out the bugs and everything because everyone's so different, you know what I mean? Let me get to this motivational deal real quickly. Today is January 13th. This year, it's a Monday. Next year, January 13th, will be a Tuesday. Huh? What do you think about that? Mark my words. Write it down. Be like, oh, wow. Oh, my jeepers. It took me a year to find out, but that guy was right. And his show since went off. Okay, so I got this 7 steps to an effective guy, effective people, efficient, ow now brown cow. To relate effectively with a wife, husband, child, friend, or working associate, we must learn to listen. I can agree with that. A lot of times when we're hearing someone talk, we're not even listening to what they're saying because we are thinking about what to say when they stop talking to get the conversation going. So when you're on a date or when you're out with a friend or on the phone or whatever, or at a job interview even, and you're talking to someone and you stop talking, they just kind of look at you blankly, or they look at you like the floor is still yours. They're probably listening. But if someone chimes in the split second you get done talking, then they were probably thinking about what to say the whole time you were talking, which is always annoying. So one thing I did learn in life is learn to listen, because, I mean, I'm ADD, and then not listening on top of that makes it worse. So definitely learn to listen. Let me see. I'm trying to read here. I should have read this before we started. I'm learning these tricks as I go. This says it requires desire and understanding to be a good listener. Well, you can't understand. I don't think you can just choose to understand. I don't understand how that's even possible. Okay. I say just be yourself. That's the rule of thumb for me in any conversation, unless you know you can't. If someone's going to get totally, like my mom, if she's going to blow up and go insane like she always does, then obviously I can't be myself around her, which has been the problem from day one. And I'm not going to choose to be myself around her, because I'm not going to have someone screaming in my face because I have an opinion about something that differs from her opinion. So there's, she might respect my opinion, but she doesn't handle it maturely whatsoever. So for some people, you cannot be yourself. Period. Bada bing, bada boom. Anyways, what I was saying about the Todd Rick earlier is I guess he listened to the show and he texted me and said, answered one of these questions that I had, which had something to do with a newspaper, magazine, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I like that, everyone's on board, but everyone's not at the same time, This show is atrocious without a sit-in guest. That's the way I feel. Or co-host. But let's not get too carried away. Even the beautiful Susanna would not hijack the show. I would karate chop her. But, if you're listening and you want to be on, then you deserve to be on, just for the fact that you know what's up, you know what's current with the producciones. So that's why I put that phone number out there and the website and whatever. And it's really not that hard to get on here. So the 4 people that listen, the 3 that remain anonymous, I don't account for one of the views. I guess I do, because I have to. I put the URL on Facebook, so I guess I am one of the 4 or 5. I don't know. My thinking about it changes every day. Honestly, I don't care. I just do it for recreational reasons. I do it because it keeps me going. It feels normal at this point. We're 12 episodes into it now or something like that. And so far, in just the first half of this first month, I've launched an amazing interview that's over 2 hours long, and I'm waiting for more to come my way. Whether they do or not, who knows? But it feels good to be honest, have a public voice. So we're rocking it, and I guess that's the way the ball bounces. So, anyways, what I was saying about listening. That's, I guess nothing else needs to be said about that at all. So there's 3 of these Jeopardy questions here in front of me. I get a separate one on Sundays, I don't do an episode for Sunday. So, go away, depart from me. But I will cover them. So I guess you get double trouble. So I guess I need to start remembering that on Saturday I need to read two of them. Okay, I'm not sure where we left off. I remember asking you, what movie said this famous tagline in 2011? It's a sci-fi movie. Evolution becomes revolution. That is what is Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I like that movie. I have it, I think. But I did not remember that line. Tatao. So if you don't remember, I guess that means the movie is not good. Because if I don't remember lines from it, it's no good at all. In the kitchen, from the Latin for strain. It's a bowl-shaped strainer used to drain liquids from such foods as pasta. What is a colander? That is correct. I always call it a strainer. Always have and always will. Today, Monday, January 13th. This question I asked you, and I will not give you any nuggets of knowledge until tomorrow. This is in the nature category. That's right, in the nature category, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get natural, okay? All natural. El natural. That means you eat your carrots and you go outside and walk through the woods to find your salad rather than go to buy it at the store. Grass and any other greens will work just fine. I saw a lady on this show called Extreme Cheapskates. And she's a millionaire. Literally a millionaire. The show did get me to thinking about stuff. It really did. And because of the show, I definitely felt motivated to try a couple things. I guess we'll talk about it here. But anyway, this lady on this show called Extreme Cheapskates, I think it was on TLC. This lady is a millionaire. And one of the reasons she's sitting on $1 million is because she pees in a jar for a couple reasons. One is to be absolutely disgusting. Two is to use that urine on her garden to help her plants grow, that she eats these plants. Now that's kind of gross, but you're not eating the pee. The plant will only take the nutrients it needs and whatever, and there is a fair level of fertilization in the urine. So I'll hand her that. I'll hand her the urine. I'll hand her that. And on the episode, she eats some strawberry puree out of her garden. I'm like, you're eating your own pee-pee? But I used to think as a kid that anytime we eat a vegetable, we're eating dinosaur pee. Because the dinosaurs peed too, right? And the moisture and the elements in the world, they didn't go anywhere. They're still here. So we're breathing the same air the dinosaurs breathe. That's what I think, okay? That's what I think. So, and I'm not a big fan of the aliens. I don't really think we have a lot of that going on. But you might think that. Diversity makes the world fun, right? And she also pees in the jar. That way she doesn't have to flush her toilet. She said over the years she saved so much money off of all her little tricks that she's a millionaire. She is also, I think, let's just say this. Looking back, I've watched about 7 episodes, whatever was available on Netflix at the time. And this is when I was on vacation and I was home kind of working on my show, watching TV and doing odds and end things in the downtime around the studio. I collected this from all the people on there. Whatever comes to mind, I'll just say it. Use your leftover foil, crumble it up in a ball. Use an orange or an onion bag, and you put the foil in the bag and use it as a pot scrubber. That way you don't have to buy pot scrubbers no more, right? I myself, throwing my trash away, especially if I cooked in the foil. Throw it away. Kind of icky, kind of sticky, kind of gross. what was the next thing? One guy took his wife to the movie theater, first time in like 20 years. He hates going to the theater. It's a big waste of money, you know. I can agree with that, big time. Waste of my time more than anything. And his wife wanted popcorn and a soda, so he said, all right, got you covered, hot sweetie buns cake. So the guy went out to the hallway, started rooting around through the trash, and he got out a popcorn container and a pop container, a soda container, because at that theater, they will give you free refills. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a theater that would do that, but if that were the case, what a great idea. Would I do that? Nah. Would I do that if I were all by myself? Possibly. There's a slim chance. But would I do that and serve it to my lady love? Never. Gross. First of all, it's been in the trash with everyone else's germs, and fresh is the way to go. Spend the extra money. Although I can agree, I went to the movie theater once with Sabrina, like, I think it was with her a year or so ago, and I mean, I'm the kind of person that if I go, I'm going to go all out. I'm going to enjoy myself. But I spent like $50 or $60. Got the movie tickets for 2 people, which were outlandish. Some candy and some popcorn and a couple drinks. And it was like you could sit down and have a 5-star steak dinner for that price with no movie and be fine. We could watch the movie on my portable in the truck, baby, for free. So anyways, the show got me thinking. It was pretty cool. But the one chick that I mentioned earlier who peed in a jar, she is a millionaire because she's never like paid as much as you and I've paid for water, electric, and over the years she saved and saved and saved. So, I mean, it's good, bad, and ugly because, well, let me just say this. One thing I remember, she shut her gas off, which is a great idea. I hate cooking with gas for that reason. It's expensive and it's dangerous. She built her own like stove out in the side yard of her house, and I guess she uses like coal or wood to get it going. So whenever she cooks meat or whatever, she cooks on her stove that she made herself. I think that's an excellent idea. What you do in the wintertime, I guess you freeze. I don't know. But she doesn't buy propane. She uses like a couple logs of wood off her own property and cooks with it. I think it's a lot of fun, if anything else. That just seems pretty cool to do, period. So I thought that was kind of a neato dealio. And the people, it's called Extreme Cheapskates. It's pretty neat. So it got me thinking about my life. This is 2014. The game has changed. What do I want to do? Do I want to maintain the life I have and then work another job to get some other stuff going? What I want to accomplish this year is I want to get my website off the ground. And by off the ground, I mean it's there, it's relevant, it's active, it works, but it is not. It's not making me enough money to retire my 9-to-5 job. So is my goal this year to retire my 9-to-5 job? I would like to say it is, but it's not. My goal this year is to be able to invest a lot more money and time into my business. And the biggest reason I don't invest very much money that I could in time is because I'm spending my time and my money out doing other things, like going out or, I don't know, whatever. So I got to thinking about all the things I do. And one of the things I need to cut back on big time in 2014 is going out to eat. If I got food at home, cook at home more, stuff like that. There's a million ways to cut back and save on everything. I canceled my Netflix because, like I said, the game has changed. I don't want to sit around the lap of luxury this year. I want to use that monthly money on something else, like I guess when your business is kind of stagnant, you can have the doctor come in with the juice and the paddles, whatever that is, and shock the business back to life, or to life for the first time, and that's what I'm going to do. And that's going to require a little bit of extra juice, that money is being spent at other places. So it's time to cut back and make a change. I'm gonna make a change for once in my business. It's gonna be real good. Oh yeah, chicka now. All right, that's enough of that. Quit playing around. We got work to do. I also thought about the stray cats. Oh, I love to put food out for the kitties. But you know what? Lately, it's becoming kind of bittersweet because they're so gorgeous. You know, I love all the kitty cats. And there's like anywhere from 10 to 20 that come up to be serviced to get the food. And then they go about their way. I still stand behind my decision that they're no longer, there's none of them that's inside. They're all out and about and doing what they do, son. And they're away from my face, and they don't stink up my place any more than they already have. But I'm thinking now maybe I should discontinue the free meal service out there. So I wish the very best for them, and I haven't made the decision yet. But it's a scary one. What do? Do you feed the little critters? Or do you let them feed themselves? Do you let them become very good mousers? Let them go hungry. And I know they can survive through anything. I don't think they'll die of starvation. I think they're definitely going to be grumbling. They might even go elsewhere for their free meal handout. But I don't know. I don't see birds around that's even reaching distance they can just catch and kill. But there's all kinds of stuff, right? There's squirrels, and I don't think a cat could really catch a squirrel. I don't know how they live, okay? I don't know anything about how they live without me, but they're going to have to try, okay? They're just going to have to try because I think I'm done. I don't know. I buy cat food by 30 pounds bags, and someone's yelling outside. I think it's the mailman screaming. Got a certified, yeah. Yelling. The mailman knew my name the other day. Did I tell you that? He was like, "What's going on, Mr. Crabtree?" I don't know. The poor kitty cats. The poor quatchers. What do you do? I don't know. Should I feed them? Should I not? It's a waste of money is what it is. I'm not going to live here forever, so one day they're going to be cut off regardless. They're outdoor cats. They're wild animals. I got the scars to prove that how wild they are. Let them go. Doug, stop being the cat guy in the neighborhood who worries about the cats. Let them go. Be yourself. Poor things. The one female kitten knocks on the door. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. She uses both paws in the front and just digs at the glass door as if eventually she'll dig her way through. She wants inside really bad. I don't know if it's for food or because she just loves me because I'm handsome and I smell good and I have a beautiful face. I don't know what her deal is. But in any event, she's dying to get in. So my only fear is that I'll quit feeding them and I'll be saving the $30 every couple weeks or whatever, or the $10, whatever it costs to feed them. I'll be saving that money, and then they'll be dead out there. But they are animals. I did not force them to be born. So nature will take its course. The problem is with a cat person or a dog person or whatever, when you become attached to an animal, even a stray or a wild animal like that, the reason I'm attached to the three in particular is because they were born here in the spring, and I happen to have seen them grow up. The reason they are friendly to people is because I held them as kittens when they didn't have a choice. Every day they came up for food, and they were kind of skittish at first, but I would grab them and pet them and play with them. And it was a matter of 2 or 3 days They were melting in my hands like butter, all 3 of them. And now they're almost full-grown adult now. It's been almost a year. And they just, all 3 of them, they still love me to pick them up and play with them. I used to let them inside and then kick them out after they ate every day. I used to, I had them inside, all of them, for about 2 weeks straight. They didn't go outside for a couple weeks. My place started to stink. I caught them on the couch, shredding the couch up. I'm not going to allow that. I have a $1,400 couch. That's not even mine yet, okay? No, that's not going to work out for us. But I do love them. Anyways, I was talking about saving money. I get so sidetracked. I'm more ADD than people give me credit for. I tell you that. So I need to make definite cuts this year. One of those cuts most likely is the cat food. And also, like, when you go to the grocery store, you kill yourself financially too. A lot of us do, because we're buying stuff that our body does not use. The only thing that we get out of that is a little high of eating, the little thrill of something that tastes good. And a lot of us overeat because we're depressed and we don't even realize it, and we're just not doing what's right in our lives, and that can cause a lot of overeating. Some folks are going out to eat when they know that it's not healthy for their bodies or their pocketbook. And I know people who go out to eat, several people who go out to eat all the time. And, when I wake up in the morning, I want to go out for breakfast every morning. It's a lot more enjoyable for me to get up and put some clothes on and head straight out the door and have breakfast served to me, and I think another reason why it's good for me is because I'm single, and it's nice to have the human interaction with someone else. But I choose not to. I go out to eat by myself about once a week. I'm trying to change that. There have been months in the past where I would go out to eat by myself 3 or 4 times a week, if not more. And I know of some people who go out every day, almost. Some probably twice a day. And there's nothing wrong with that, really, if that's what you want. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, for me, it ain't going to work. That's why I don't do it. But are we tempted to go out every meal? Sure. But I don't, because financially it'd be suicide, and it's not healthy to go out and eat all that stuff that's out there. If you're going fast food, it's never good to go fast food. I do sometimes. So stuff like that happens, but whatever the case may be. So I'm going to try to make some cuts this year. Cut, as Gary Busey would say. Cut. So the cats, I think, have been cut off. I'm going to go ahead and serve them what's left in the tote box. I have a huge tote box, about 30 pounds of food in there. So it'll be a long time before their last meal comes, but they are scheduled for their meal ticket to run out. Yeah. Their golden Buckeye meal card is expiring this year, probably right around the end of winter. When I run out of food, they run out of life support, so they're going to have to hunt and do things on their own. I think, I could break down, things could get, more stable financially, and I can throw in the bag of cat food, no problem. But it really is, and I'm talking long term. For me, someone who is more focused on growing a business right now, the little cuts that I can make are better to do, is what I'm saying. So I should. And same with groceries. I was trying to talk about it, then I went into left field. I need to definitely stop certain... I pretty much don't buy anything now that I don't want to buy that I think is important. But in the past, there's been a lot that I've constantly added to the list, just naturally put in my cart. And a lot of that was like soda. I mean, I would go to the store and buy whatever. My normal groceries, milk, egg, bread, head of lettuce, maybe some ground beef, some pasta, sometimes I wait until I have like $100 or $200, and I'll go through the aisles, and I'll go through every aisle, and I'll just put anything I want in my cart. And I haven't done that in a long time, but it's not a good way to shop. I guess you should shop. You should know what you want. Don't shop hungry. But also, what was I saying? The pop, I used to go and put like in the same trip at the store, same trip. There would be at the checkout there would be a 24-pack of Pepsi and a 24-pack of Coke, 24-pack of anything else, Mountain Dew, root beer, you name it, and I would have pop for a while. But in my case, it was that I don't even know if that would last all week. If I got soda, I'm drinking it like it's water. The only thing I buy now is bottled water. I have some coffee left, and I drink a little bit of coffee. I drink a couple cups a day because it's there. When it's gone, it's gone. Will I buy a new can of it? Probably not right away. I may break down and buy some later. What I'm saying is water would be the healthy and financially intelligent choice. Pop, terrible. It's a complete waste of money to have in your home. And definitely not what your body has no use for soda or soft drink. It's actually a poison to your system. Your body is hindered every time you drink that because the energy level gets taken away from you because your body has to use that energy to literally fight off the invasion of the poison, the foreign substances, the dyes, all the acid, all the sodium that's not in your normal diet whatsoever. I'm not an expert, but look on the back of a pop can and find one thing that provides you with nourishment and nutrients. It's not there. Period. Does it taste good? Oh yeah. Oh boy. What a joy. Does it hit your mouth and nothing else satisfies like a nice cold bubbly Pepsi on a hot day? Or a cold day, whatever. Absolutely. That's why they make millions. Okay, moving on. Enough of that jargon. Let me ask you this question. Behave yourself and listen to this. Let me ask you. By the way, if you want to talk about any of that stuff, give me a call. I forget what the number is. You know it by now. If you don't, kill yourself. I guess I should kill myself because I don't know the number either. There it is. The number to my office is 614-559-3940. Give me a call. We shall talk. Go to my website, douglascrabtree.com. Links in the sink. Don't be a stranger. Let me ask you this question. Okay. This is geared more toward our friends and family that are out in the dating world like myself right now. So let me ask you this, boys and girls. Which of these options most closely describes what you are looking for in your next relationship? There's only 3. Okay? Here we go. This is basically another question just worded a different way. Which of these options most closely describes what you're looking for in your next relationship, meaning your next romantic and intimate partnership, okay? Assuming that you want to be romantic and intimate with just one person. Is it A, drumroll please, someone to come home to, someone to go out with, or someone for tonight? Is it someone just for tonight? For me, no. I wouldn't be able to tell you that I don't want to come home to someone or whatever, and be honest, that would be a lie. Just to have someone in my life that I trust enough to have in my home while I'm at work or whatever would be nice. It's been a long time since I've given someone a key and said, I'll be home in a couple hours, head over there, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that having a live-in girlfriend is a good idea. I actually think it's a terrible idea before you get married for a number of reasons. But to have someone in my life that I can trust that much to do that with, blah, 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 I think that'd be great, to be honest. And definitely someone to go out with, but you can only choose most closely describes what you're looking for. Choose one of the three. Someone to come home to, someone to go out with, or someone for tonight. I'm going to have to say, if I had to pick between the three, it would be someone to come home to. Meaning someone in my life that I trust that much to live with. Obviously, that'd be the person I was getting married to or going to marry, whatever. So, whatever question comes out of your mind as a result of me choosing that, feel free to ask me. Now, what will you accept? Will you date a girl or a guy who's only looking for someone for tonight? Would you accept a date or a new relationship with someone who only wants to find someone to go out with? Or should we say that would be their top pick? Or if someone chose someone to come home to? I have two. I don't mind dating someone who might want someone to come home to like me, or just someone to go out with. So how important is that to me in terms of who she is and who I want to date her, or who he is, depending on who you are? I assume that no females listen to the show, because I assume no one listens to the show. The question is it a little bit important, somewhat important, very important, or is it mandatory that that person matches what you want in this particular issue? I'm going to say somewhat important. It's not that important to me. Let me get one more in here. We'll move on to this day in history. How important are your political beliefs to you? This doesn't even need to be a matching question. So I'm asking you, the audience, the listening audience, how important are your political beliefs to you? Very important, somewhat important, a little important, or not important at all? My beliefs to me personally are very important. I mean, that's how I am. It's a part of who I am. So, of course, it's important that I be myself. I'm not sure exactly what the question's asking. I don't think it makes any sense. It should just say, in terms of finding someone to date or be in a relationship with, whatever you say, how important is it that that person feels the way that you feel about your political beliefs? To me, not at all. I would say a little important. And I'm going to head and say that as a response answer. And I'm going to say the whole question in general is not too important to me. So my question to you is, how important is politics in your life? How did politics change your life? And the bigger question that I really would want to know is, have you ever had a domestic issue with your partner, quote unquote, because of a political belief? How did the election destroy your marriage? Let me know all about it here on LWDR. In the category of nature, this class of rock is made by changes in heat, pressure, and shearing, or shearing to pre-existing rocks. Ooh, I almost knew it. I'll tell you that answer tomorrow if I remember to do so. All right. Today is Monday, January 13th. We're finally getting to it. It only took about a half hour, about 40 minutes. Did you know that on this day in history, in 1854, Anthony Faas, F-A-A-S, Anthony, F-A-A-S. You tell me how to pronounce that. Anthony Faas of Philadelphia patented the accordion. And Steve Urkel was so happy. That happened on this day in history in 1854. Did you also know that on this day in history in 1964, the Beatles released I Want to Hold Your Hand in the United States, 1964. I didn't know. Well, excuse me. On this day in history, January 13th, in 1962, Wilt Chamberlain, W-I-L-T, Chamberlain, C-H-A-M-B-E-R-L-A-I-N, from the Philadelphia Warriors, scored 73 points against the Chicago Bulls And now up to bat for the Cincinnati Reds, Pokey Reese. No? Is that before your time? Am I an old man? Did you know that on this day in history... What day, you ask? I'll tell you what day. Dirty germ ball. January 13th. 1961, that the actress Julia Louis-Dreyfus, if you can't pronounce her name, she's probably not someone who needs to have their birthday announced. But happy birthday, Julia. Beautiful thing, you. You were born in 1961. Looking good. I'd tell you the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. I guess she was American Idol recently. Her initials are DD. Deborah DeFrias or Diana. I think it's Diana. Diana DeCara or something. Diana DeCara, something like that. Wow. Couldn't even understand what she was saying. The blood had left my brain. I'm just kidding. I don't want to be sick. But, you know. I want to know when her birthday is. But I guess she has a boyfriend. They all do. I have a boyfriend. It doesn't mean that I can't go out with a girl. I have all kinds of friends. Just kidding. I have no friends at all. Okay, two more questions I want to get to. Then we're wrapping this up. Did not expect to go almost 45 minutes or even that close. Let's see. How much can intelligence turn you on? If someone you're talking to, the opposite sex or whatever your preference is, whatever you're going for, that person you're interested in, you realize they're very intelligent. Does that get you all worked up in your no-no zone, or does that shut you down in your yes-yes zone? How much can intelligence turn you on? You have 4 options, people. Choose carefully. And I expect your comments and your voicemails and your live phone calls concerning this. How much can intelligence turn you on? Very much? Somewhat? Or intelligence does nothing for me either way? Or does intelligence turn you off? If intelligence turns you off, it's probably because you're an insecure, idiot, loser, and you're intimidated by the brain power. I know when I first met Ashley, her intelligence did not turn me off, but it was kind of annoying, the deliverance of such said intelligence. Being smart's one thing, but communication's important. When you're trying to convey your love through education, do it in a nurturing way. Don't do it in a way that says, okay, first of all, you're wrong and you're an idiot, and now here's how the world works, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Not the nicest way to go about showing your brain skill, okay? Tone her down a little bit. Take it from about a 9 heat to a 5 heat. Cool the burner a little bit. And that's get the cooking done at a little bit slower pace. For the idiot like me who's trying to listen, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Well, you do now, baby. Can intelligence turn me on? I'm going to say it doesn't matter. When I look at a chick, I like a smart girl, but it's not a big thing for me. Definitely a stupid girl is not one that I can trust because they don't make smart choices with their life. So it's like if they don't make smart choices with themselves, how are they going to make smart choices with my kids or me? You know, how will my wife handle an emergency that I have or my child has or even that she has? So a certain amount of intelligence is important. But if they're really, really, really intelligent, it wouldn't make a whole lot of difference as long as they're really, really trustworthy, really, really modest, and really, really Christian. I like a modest, sweet Christian girl. That's it. She doesn't have to be a brain box. Really. Is it a plus? I don't know, not really. It's definitely not a negative thing. That's why my answer would have to be, it doesn't do anything for me either way. So I guess since I'm not the brightest crayon in the drawer or the sharpest knife in the crayon box, I'm going to have to say that what kind of girl would I want as far as that question being asked to her? She probably needs to be lenient, because even though I am a genius, no one notices. You know what I'm saying? My ingenious doesn't come out. It does come out, but it's just no one knows about it because everyone's stupid. Everyone. Except for me. I'm just kidding. Don't be upset. Can we be friends? I don't want to date a girl that intelligence is a turnoff to her because, like I said, I'm a brain, right? I guess a bit, or either way, or a lot. I don't know. I'm just going to say it's somewhat important. It's not too important. Last question, then we're out of here, baby cakeness. And I want us to be having fun together with this, okay? Have you ever had... I don't like this question because it is in terms of dating, but it's like it refers to your past. It doesn't refer to who you are now as a person. And I don't believe that you can choose who you date based off something that happened, because I've changed who I am every year. You know what I'm saying? But the question is, have you ever had a sexual encounter with someone of the same sex? I feel like Jerry Springer. Have you ever had an encounter with someone of the same sex? Sexual encounter. If so, call the Maury Show. Call the Springer Show. You got 4 options here. Yes, and I enjoyed myself. Yes, and I did not enjoy myself. No, I would never. And no, but I would like to. Interesting. My answer is no, and I would never, and I would like the chick to say the same thing, and I'm going to say that's kind of important. Bada bing, bada boom. I remember my brother telling me once that his wife, this is a previous lady, had lesbian sex or something, and it didn't bother him at all. And I'm like, I'm totally into the whole, you changed your life or whatever, and you know, everyone explores, everyone's curious, you know, I'm not going to point fingers and stuff. I know how the world works. I get it, okay? But to say that it doesn't bother you at all, I mean, are you sure, dude? I mean, don't you think that your wife might still have a little bit of a nugget or two of lesbianist in her? I don't know. Why wouldn't she? That's all I have for today, folks. Sorry to bore you to death. I hope you stuck it out if you're still listening. Do not forget to give me a call and make yourself known right here on Live with Doug Radio, 614-559-3940. Let me know what's going on. Also, you want to chat about investing, online marketing, and getting yourself going on with a Mariplan, just let me know. I'm here for you to enjoy. Oh, boy. Gotta go. Love you. Bye.